Good morning, Chicago. Welcome to your Chicago Bears Huddle. I'm Owen James, the UK take on all things Chicago Bears. Guys, we're here across the pond, looking on, trying to build that community, trying to build hands across the Atlantic Ocean as we build up to Monday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. Time to lay those ghosts, time to get the revenge back for that dreadful defeat last season. But look, you know what? You look at the situation we're in. We were celebrating the other day. TJ Edwards is on his way back. Kyler Gordon on his way back. Austin Booker on his way back. The injury picture was looking positive. It was looking good. And we were starting to look optimistically. And then, I don't know what happened during the bye week. Did someone break a mirror? Did someone walk under a ladder? Did someone run over a black cat? I don't know if you have those sayings in the United States, but in England we say, if you break a mirror, it's 7 years bad luck. If you walk under a ladder, it is bad luck. If you run over a cat, not only is it bad for the cat, but it's also bad luck for you as well. But look, what the hell happened? Only the Bears could take a week off from NFL competitive football and get more injuries than they started the bye week with. It's almost a kind of Looney Tunes-esque, just ridiculous. Did someone curse the Bears? Is there some sort of curse on Soldier Field? Is there some sort of curse on the Bears organization? What the hell is going on? What is going on? Guys, let's have a little look at that injury report that I'm talking. It is that injury report. Geez, man. It is longer than the one we had before the bye week. Jaquan Brisker, quad, did not practice. Jaquan, man, again, we'll talk a little bit about that. Grady Jarrett, knee, did not practice. Kyle Manon guy, not Kyle, man, not Kyle. He was meant to be the Manon guy, but he didn't practice. Thigh injury. Darnell Wright, we knew about. Kyler Gordon is limited, but apparently, according to Kyler, will play. No pump fakes in his word. Jonah Jackson, rib limited. Colston Loveland, hip limited. Good news, though, that Austin Booker was full. TJ Edwards was full. Travis Homer was full, and Cairo Santos was full. The emergence of Jake Moody looks like it will be stopping for now. Yeah, man, I don't know what to say. That's not a good injury report. I get, that first injury report that we put out. Teams can say pretty much whatever the hell they like on that first injury report. Of course they can. I get that. And that could change over the Friday, Saturday into game day heading in for the Bears. Now, look, let's deal with a few of these injuries, shall we? Let's deal with a few of these issues around the organisation. Jaquan Brisker, I mean, the guy is in a contract year. The guy missed most of last season, obviously, with the concussion. Jaquan Brisker, coming out of college, was a really highly touted safety, a top player, a very, very good player. Jaquan coming back this season, he has been solid. He hasn't been outstanding, hasn't been great, has been solid. 14 solo tackles, no forced fumbles, no interceptions, and 1 pass defensed so far in this season. Obviously only played 5 games last season, 15 games in 2023, 15 games in 2022. There's a saying, isn't there? There's 2 things in life you cannot avoid: death and taxes. And I think there's 3 things in life you cannot avoid: death, taxes, and Jaquan Brisker getting injured. Guys, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. The guy's out injured again. It is a concern. Perhaps this is a kind of, a tell to Ryan Poles that we don't go and offer this guy a new contract. That, he is in a contract year. That, as good as Jaquan can be, and don't get me wrong, Jaquan can be a very good player, a very good safety in the NFL. But the guy's injury record is absolutely appalling. It really is shockingly bad. And it is a real concern, again, that he is out, he is missing, and he could miss game day. It's that saying, isn't the Lord giveth and he taketh away. He giveth with one hand, he taketh with the other. At the end of the day, we get Kyler Gordon back after Jalen Johnson goes out. Now we have Jaquan Brisker, Bayard, Gordon. We have Tyreek Stevenson back in form. We've got a kind of a resemblance of a secondary coming together. I know that, the Kyler's more a slot and a nickel, but he can play as an outside corner. We're getting it kind of back. And then Jaquan goes down injured again, man. I mean, what is the answer there? Jonathan Owens, I don't think is a realistic option there. It is an issue. You know, it is one where you got to kind of keep your fingers crossed that Jaquan can get over this quad injury, that can come back. But it's a quad injury, guys. It's a tricky thing. It's not a thing he's going to come back from. You know, Elijah Hicks has to start, or do we put Kyler Gordon at safety? I mean, where do we go with this? And it just seems that no matter what we plan with the defense, that there always seems to be something rise up and come up that causes issues for the Bears in this game planning. That DA feels that he's getting his defense back. He's starting to, you know, get the pieces back to be able to run the defense that he wants to run, and then this comes out of the blue and happens. And guys, it's a pain in the ass. It is a pain in the ass. Carmen Ungai also out yesterday, did not practice. You know, we've talked a lot, haven't we, about the inadequacies of the running attack. We've talked a lot about how the Bears, if they could get a running attack together, would have an absolutely awesome offense. You know, the pass game is working well. Caleb is growing and developing. We have weapons. We have Rome. We have DJ. We have On Meidzakers. We have Colston Loveland when he's fit. We have Cole Kmet. You know, we have Luther Burden. The running game is just trash at this moment in time. D'Andre Swift is just trash. You know, we need someone who can get those hard yards, someone who can be that bowling ball effect up the middle, and that could be Carmen Ungai, as I saw, you know, as I talked about on the video the other day on the channel. But then Kyle goes down now. I mean, geez, man, what the hell? Carmen Ungai. We've got to kind of hope that Kyle can get over that injury and can be back come game day. As I've said on the video the other day, I would love to see Kyle get a little bit more trust, a little bit more carries. You know, some more time with the ball, because I think this kid could be a very good running back going forward and a better option than D'Andre Swift in that backfield. So, look, another big concern for me, a big concern. Now, Grady Jarrett. You know, Grady hasn't had the impact that we would have hoped that Grady would have had coming to Chicago from Atlanta. The guy's a veteran, an experienced veteran. A guy who's had a pretty good career to this point. You know, he has not really fulfilled anything. He's played 3 games this season for the Bears. He's had 4 total tackles, 1 solo, 3 assisted, no sacks, no forced fumbles, no fumble recoveries, no interceptions, basically nothing else to trouble the scorers. You know, on the back of a 17-game season last year where he got 2.5 sacks for the Falcons. You know, his last great season obviously was 2019 when he got 7.5 sacks. But, you know, there was a hope, I think, that this veteran presence on the D-line could really help us and, you know, help Gervon Dexter, help Montez Sweat, could help, you know, kind of lead the Bears back. But he's missing an awful lot of time with this injury. Now, which way do the Bears go post this if Grady doesn't play again? You know, do we look at, you know, Big Billings, you know, or does Shamar Turner come in and take more snaps? You know, Shamar's done very well on the limited number of snaps that he's had so far. So are we looking at more Shamar Turner? We're looking at the evolution of the new defensive line with Shamar in there. It could well be that case. You know, is it worth cutting your losses on Grady Jarrett as well? You know, has Ryan Poles screwed pooch on this one? I don't know, guys. It does not look good. Darnell Wright, obviously missing with an elbow injury, really struggling. I've got to say, I'm not as worried about Darnell Wright being out as you perhaps would have been. You know, Ozzy Trapillo came in, didn't he, on the game against the Raiders, and I think outplayed Crosby. Looked great against Crosby. I mean, did a brilliant job there, did Ozzy. So for me, that's not as much of a worry going forward because of the fact that I think that, you know, Ozzy Trapillo can do a real good stand-up job at right tackle. I think it will be Theo Benedetta at left tackle, Joe Tooney at left guard, Drew Darman, Jonah Jackson. Hopefully, if he is back, obviously that limited injury, he is limited. A lot of players who are limited tend to go then to full by the end of the week. And I think it could well be Ozzy Trapillo at right tackle. I don't think this substantially weakens the line. I really don't. Darnell's performances so far this season have not pulled up any trees, have they? So that is not a massive loss for me. But that injury report does not look good, does it, going into the Commanders game on Monday night. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Come on, Bears, sort this out. And guys, someone needs to have a severe word with our medical staff and our strength and conditioning staff. What is going on, Bears team? Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for joining me today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you've watched the video. Please, obviously, if you enjoyed the content, help build that UK Bears community across to the United States of America. We are UK based, but we are looking to build in the United States of America. Please obviously like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember always, guys, bear down.